Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brandon Wynn and this is Critical Failure. This video will consist of a update for the Siegward NPC and my Dark Souls weapons, and the main portion will be about the elemental were creatures video, which is I'm shooting now. This is what this is mostly going to be about, and then a thing from my Instagram that I started a couple days back that no one sadly has done yet when I'm making this, so hopefully it changes soon. Now, for the elemental were creatures, I went to the subrace handbook from DM's Guild and took the 5 main genasi from there that were revised, which were the fire, storm, air, water, and earth. I think I didn't say earth for some reason. So these all got some abilities. I did 2 each, surprisingly, because I shot this like a couple times before, and on my last go around, because I went further, I got like a lot of ideas immediately, into which I put another one to each, and then my baby sister came out into the living room, into which she's sitting the chair beside me. So I'm gonna have to shoot this decently fast. So to get in the video, the fire were creature, not fire earth creature, fire were creature has 2 abilities as of right now. The main one, all creatures within 5 feet take 1d6 fire damage plus your constitution. Why constitution? Because how I see it is the healthier you are, the more damage you'll be doing, because you can focus on your heat and dealing it greater. So it's like, if you have no modifier, obviously it won't work. So if you have like a +1, a +2, all the way to a +5, you know, that's really good for your damage for that. And as a reaction, you can essentially spit a firebolt from your mouth, dealing 1d6 damage, fire damage, and that's to a range of 30 feet, so you have a little bit of a distance bark. And I think that's really cool because one, you have a constant AoE, and you have the ability to shoot firebolts, like not the cantrip, even though I'm using the statistics of the cantrip and not the distance though, and you're able to use that to your advantage. So, you know, the AoE, it can speak for itself. It's like, imagine you're surrounded by hobgoblins. You can either one-shot the the goblins, and or at least get them most of the way down to where you can just easily hit them for 1 damage and kill them, or you can throw a firebolt at them and they're dead. So it's really not that hard, and it's really cool. And I find this one to be really cool, and it really does have multiple applicable uses. So it's just really cool for these ideas. Now the second one is the earth, and this one was kind of weird because they're essentially the same thing, but one does more damage. So as a bonus action, you're able to shoot a boulder, essentially not necessarily a boulder, but like a small spike or rock from your gullet, and it does 1d6 piercing damage or bludgeoning, depending on what type you decide to do. So it's on you as a character to determine how it's done, and that's as a bonus action. Now as a reaction, you can hurl a giant spike from your fur, like you're able to essentially create from this like the dust from your body, a giant spike or boulder. I'm using a spike for example, and launch it from your body, doing 3d6 piercing damage or bludgeoning, saying if it was a boulder, plus your strength or dexterity, because you're going to be throwing it or finessing yourself into doing it. So whatever's higher or whatever you want to do. And I find that really cool because you're essentially really hurting someone, or you're dealing enough damage to hurt someone at a distance. And the boulder, from like the one that you're shooting from your mouth, the bonus action one, is a range of 30 feet also. Now for the storm elemental, it has an AoE of 5 feet, and it's 1d6 lightning damage just in total. Instead of having a constitution modifier or a modifier to it, it's just 1d6 lightning, because I just see it as like a continuous storm that irradiates from you, unless you die obviously. And when you bite, as, I think it's an action, you also deal 1d6 lightning damage added to your bite damage. So I think bite's damage is 1d6 in the first place, so that would be 2d6 in total. And I think that's really cool because you're already radiating a AoE, so that'd technically be 3d6 damage all at once, and that's really crazy because I didn't think about that. So that's really cool. The water elemental, I was about to say water air elemental, as an action, you can spit boiling water in a 30-foot cone, dealing 1d6 acid damage. And that may seem far, but honestly, I don't see many enemies being within 30 feet in a cone. So, yeah. And then, as a bite, as a bonus action, if you bite, you can do 1d6 acid damage. This one I kind of wrote not remembering if it was an action or a bonus action. So if it's an action, it's on your action. For the air were creature, as a reaction, this creature can create a mini vortex on all creatures within 20 feet, and they all have disadvantage for 2 rounds. So essentially you're creating a super wind of some sort, creating it to where it's like violent and it's very hard to move, so you have to use a lot of your strength, and you get disadvantage. And that's all creatures. Like when I say all creatures within this range, it's including allies. So this is something that could have negative side effects to it. And as a action, you can launch an enemy within 20 feet of you, 20 feet into the air, and they fall for 2d6 bludgeoning damage. So if I'm correct, you can fall 10 feet with no issue, but the second you go any higher, you take 1d6 damage per 10 feet. So it's 2d6 10 feet. And that's how I kind of wrote it. And I find this one kind of like really cool, because if you're essentially doing it to where you are attacking, and then someone's attacking you, because that's how I'm doing the reactions. Like if you're getting attacked, they're like these reactions are happening that way. So it's not like, oh, and I use my reaction to do this. It's like just to essentially add another attack. Is you have to be targeted for these reactions. So just note that these reactions are used as essentially attack actions or attack reactions to you getting attacked. So you can do that for within 20 feet of you. So it's like, again, that goblin thing. It's like you can create a disadvantage for everyone around you. And that's really cool. And that could also be very bad for you. And then launching an enemy 20 feet into the air within 20 feet of you is, I just find that kind of humorous to imagine a boop, and then they fall like to either their death or just essentially be prone, because they will end up being prone. Now what you can do for all of this is have a save to it, to where it's like mainly this air one, to where the creature has to do a DC dexterity save of a certain amount, or they will be launched into the air and all that jazz. So that's really cool to me. Now I will definitely be adding some more stuff to this, because there's like a lot of stuff that I could be doing for this, and like from bites, like mainly with the fire and earth, to like just any other thing. Like I could just make so much for this. I might have it to where I just have 5 things for the where creatures alone, like for the fire, like each specific one. So I will be doing a update video for this, and I will be doing I will be posting this at like probably on Instagram or something like that, because DM's Guild. But for getting into that, for the update, I have had no luck being able to put it on to DM's Guild. First, it was taken down for picture issues that were copyrighted, because they essentially one of them was drawn from someone, and I took it from the internet, used it for there just as like a temporary thing until I could get a picture drawn. And one of them was taken from the game. They didn't like the fact that it was taken from the game because it was copyrighted, and I understand the copyright issue, so I took it down. Then they said that the name couldn't be used because it was from Dark Souls, so I changed it to another name, and it was just really annoying. And eventually, after all that was settled, they still didn't like the format that I was putting it as, and I've still yet to be able to do anything about that, because it's kind of hard doing that, because they want me to put it into a PDF through Microsoft Word or something like that, and I can't do that on my phone. So yeah, so what I probably will be doing is not posting it there. So if any of you guys know a place where I can post this, please tell me. If not, I'm just going to post it into like the description of my Instagram stuff and be like, guess what guys, here it is. And yeah, the Dark Souls weaponry that I'm using, I doubt will have much of an issue. I'll actually go through the PDF issues for that, and I'll post that definitely on DM's Guild. I'll probably do 1 or 2 weapons on Instagram, because why not? So yeah, and I'm still working on weapons from that. So that's kind of what's up with that. Now straight into the Instagram stuff, like not associated with the that Siegward issue. I have posted on the Instagram feed a couple days back that I'm making a homebrew creature, and it deals with 3 pictures. It's a scorpion, a skeleton, and Baphomet. It's more of what Baphomet is. So if you can guess what it is based on those 3 pictures, you can have a chance to name the creature. And this creature will be used in my next campaign. I've used it once, never had a name for it, and I have a replacement name for it now, and it's horrible, but I would like you guys to actually try and attempt to name it and guess on what it is. And I will choose it, and I will shout out the winner of the contest. So hopefully this will be good. I might put a time limit on this, and if no one does it, I'll just keep the placeholder name. I really don't want to. I want you guys to be involved. But sadly, not many people are entertained by this, so yeah. So I'm hoping that this will be something that you guys enjoy. So yeah, please like and subscribe here, like and follow our page on Instagram. Please go check out our stuff on Instagram. Hopefully I can go to the library here soon, so I can edit this video to where it has like all the cool things where you can see the playlists and stuff like that, because I finally went to the library and learned how to do that. I find that really cool. Can't do that on my phone sadly, but I find that I really like doing that stuff. But thank you guys for watching, really appreciate it. Comment either on our Instagram, critical.failure, which I forgot to say earlier, or here in the comments below, or any of our videos, what you guys would like to see us do a video on, because this was essentially the last of tangible stuff that I can do. I'm waiting to do essentially interviews, because I need some way to edit it to where it's both of us looking at each other, essentially like 2 different cameras, and it's the audio isn't jacked, or essentially doing it in a very good way to where I can actually edit it without issues. And the main primary videos that I want to do, I can't do as of yet, because they need to be heavily edited for a lot of jumps, because they're essentially parody videos. So I'm waiting to do that. So please give us some ideas. I will be starting to do some monster videos, like I don't want to say monster ecology, because these are going to be more of like how I would run them, stuff like that. Probably run a scenario and how I run them, actually show between my probably a friend or something like that at like max level, so level 20, battling against it just for a just a comparison, like one at level 1 and one at level 20, I guess. So it's like to show the challenge rating or something. I don't know. I'll probably do something. I'll figure it out. So yeah, that's how I'll do that. But hopefully you guys really enjoyed this video, and I'm thinking after 2-3 days I can actually come up with something on this, so I'll have more, and I'll possibly do an update video on that. If you guys have anything specific that you would like to actually try and add on this, please tell me. Just hit me up through the Critical Failure's Instagram page or here. That's not an issue. So yeah, I'm kind of rambling, sorry. Again, I'm Brandon Wen. This is Critical Failure. Like, subscribe, you know, comment and doobly-doo, all that jazz. That's it. See ya.